As the sly and watchful UN Deputy Undersecretary on SyFy's The Expanse, Shohreh Aghdashloo manages to convey an intimidating blend of steely will. She based her character on Madeleine, Albright and Margaret, Thatcher, and glamour. Costumes and jewelry alone are showstoppers. I owe everything to Joanne Hansen, our costume designer, Aghdashloo said. We wanted my character to represent everything, visually, from Indochina to the Pacific, but nothing traditional, so it's a fusion of the past and the future. During the first season, Aghdashloo used jewelry from her own collection, mostly Persian jewelry, and it's real jewelry, not costume. But I don't use my jewelry anymore, and this is why. I live in Los Angeles and the show shoots in Canada, and I had my husband FedEx the pieces I needed. They didn't arrive in time, so I called and they said, you have to come and pick them up. It's merchandise and you have to pay for them. I told them, no, it's my own jewelry, and they said, no, it's merchandise, you have to pay a tax. They thought I bought this jewelry in the US, and I was importing it through Canada. So at 6 a.m. my assistant and I went to the airport, and it took so long to sort it all out that I got to the set only 10 minutes before the shoot. At minimum they're spending $100,000 a day on this TV series, and I was thinking, I don't want to be the one costing the money because I'm late. An Oscar nominee for her role in 2003's House of Sand and Fog. Aghdashloo also won an Emmy for the 2008 HBO miniseries, House of Saddam, and when asked to share a worst moment from her career for this column, it was an incident from the latter project that came to mind. My worst moment? In House of Saddam, I was playing Sajida, Saddam's wife. We were filming in Tunisia and staying at a beautiful 5-star hotel, very posh, very lavish. We were going to shoot one of the scenes in the hotel. It was a lunch party, where Saddam has invited some very important people. We shot it at the hotel because this private dining room there looked like one of the dining rooms in Saddam's palace, so we all get our hair and makeup done in our own rooms, and then go down to the lobby. I'm wearing this incredible Dior suit and a blonde wig. Sajida dyed her hair blonde not only to compete with other queens in the Middle East such as Queen Noor, but also to compete with Saddam's mistress, so I'm coiffed up to my teeth. I go down to the lobby and all of a sudden my eye caught a very attractive, dark, handsome sheikh, and I was thinking, I don't recall that Saddam invited a sheikh to our lunch. I'm curious, so I went up to him with a huge smile and said, and who are you playing? Which role are you playing? And all of a sudden I was surrounded by 4 of the largest bodyguards I have seen in my entire life, walking me backward saying, Madam, Madam, and I said, but who is he playing? And they said, Madam, this is His Highness the Sheikh of Qatar, and their jackets were bulging. It was obvious they had guns, you know, their hands on their guns, pushing me back. This is Highness the Sheikh of Qatar, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So I said to him directly, I'm sorry, Sheikh, and he was very nice. He said, no need, and he turned around and left. But he also gave me a look like, woman. I get my bearings and turn around and see everyone from the crew of House of Saddam at the other end of the lobby, and they're all laughing at me. Oh my god, we were this close to an international incident. I should have known better, but it was just his clothing and how he carried himself, you know. I still don't know why I was so stupid. And who are you playing? I was just so excited to be wearing this amazing costume, and then there was this tall dark actor. I had to know what role he was playing. I was so embarrassed and just wanted the ground to open its mouth and swallow me. You know that feeling? Woman, you should have known better. He was so attractive, I just couldn't help being curious, because she was wearing a blonde wig. Is it possible he didn't realize who she was? That she's a fairly recognizable actress. Yes, and to be honest, I'm proud of that. I was unrecognizable. Years later, I was doing NCIS, and there was a scene where I started shouting at my son. And all of a sudden one of the actors turned around and said, "You're the woman in the house of Saddam. You're Saddam's wife?" And I said, "You only recognized me now." And he said, "Yes, I didn't recognize you before, but when you started shouting and I wasn't looking at you, I remembered that scene from House of Saddam, where you opened the door with a kick and started shouting. The takeaway: never, ever initiate and step forward and say hi to a stranger before you know who they are." It was very intimidating, but to tell you the truth, I'm used to seeing bodyguards. In Iran I went to the palace a couple of times. And when I was in London, I was 27 at the time, I started working at a very nice clothing store, very posh, very chic. One day we were told Princess Diana was coming, and I thought, she's going to come in with all these bodyguards, but she didn't. When she came in, she left her 2 bodyguards at the door. No guns, nothing. My God, this woman was like a rosebud. She was so beautiful and so humble. She came in, very shy, red her face was. She came in, she asked for a dress in size 0 and I thought, my God, she's size 0. I'll never forget that day. And Mets at ChicagoTribune.com, Twitter at Nina. Mets related. My worst moment, how Leslie Odom Jr. almost quit acting before Hamilton made him a star. My worst moment, Chicago Meds. Marlene Barrett on being starstruck and a lesson on integrity. My worst moment, NCIS's Brian Beatson in the rehearsal after his 21st birthday. Check out the latest movie reviews from Michael Phillips and the Chicago Tribune. Check out reviews for all new music releases from Tribune music critic Greg Kot.